Hello everybody, my name is Zol, and welcome once again to Modding Dragon Age Origins. In today's episode, we are going to be looking at some new starts and new ways to end. That's right, we are looking at a mod that adds a new origin, and then a mod that increases the amount of death blows that you have. I figured these two would be fitting to cover together. They're nice and simple, so once again, it's going to be a very quick episode. There's not really a lot to these mods, but what can you do? It's just another spotlight. So without further ado, let's get started. The first mod that I am going to be covering is the Dalish Mage origin. This is a mod that pretty much lets you play as a mage, but you do the Dalish Elf origin. So you'll be treated as a mage in most places. There's a couple of areas where it'll act like you're a tower mage, but you actually get to play through the Danish Elf origin. From what I can tell, there's a couple of respliced dialogues to make it a bit more mage friendly, but otherwise that's about it. So if you've ever kind of wanted to roleplay yourself being a Dalish Elf, you can do it with this mod. It's actually quite simple. I'm gonna actually go into the game, just show you the character creation process and whatnot right now, so let's do that. Alright, today we are going to be covering a mod that actually changes one of the origins in Dragon Age Origin. It's a mod that is done superbly well, and I think it's just great. It is the Dalish Mage origin. So we have to be an elf, we're going to be a mage, and as we can see, there's actually an option for the Dalish Elf Mage. This is something that probably could have been in the game, and this mod does its best to keep this fitting in with the spirit of the game. There are a few references to the tower, you attending the tower. That happens when you're actually doing the main quest at the tower. Pretty much everywhere else, you're just referred to as mage, so it's not that distracting. Alright, so here we are. It actually begins exactly like the Dalish Elf origin, and that's all it's going to be. The only difference is that I am a mage. There is a couple of respliced dialogue lines throughout here. I don't know if I'll be able to find one. And it uses the reordering of words from the voice actor in order to get the voice acting to make it a little bit more mage-friendly. So if you've ever wanted to be a mage, Dalish Elf, you know, kind of do your own roleplay, this mod is for you. If we can see right here, there's really no reason why this doesn't work. Obviously, it's a little strange starting with a bow, but you can sort of figure that out yourself, anything like that. But there we are. That's the mod. Well, there's that mod, and that's pretty much it. I'm not going to play through the whole origin to show it off, so go ahead and check it out for yourself. It's really good if you want to do a new kind of role-playing thing in the game, and you wanted to try something a little bit different. Now, this next mod that I'm going to be covering here, it's pretty much useful for all kinds of characters. In fact, I would really recommend it if you want to be a nice big two-handed warrior or something of the like. That mod is the Improved Deathblows mod. What this mod does is it changes the frequency of death blows in the game. I got a couple of clips here that I'm just going to run while I talk. Pretty much what this mod does is it increases the frequency that there is the kind of the kill moves here. You'll see that anytime there's a valid kill move in these couple of little combat situations that I get in, the kill moves are going to go off. So you either chop off the head or you sort of do stuff like that. There's a couple of versions of this mod, and one of them actually reduces the kill moves if that's not something you're a fan of. In my opinion, the kill moves are one of the most awesome things about Dragon Age Origins, and having it forced to go off a little bit more while I'm killing lieutenants is always welcome, in my opinion. I always remember the ogre that you fight at the tower. I don't actually show that because you always pretty much get a death move here. And how satisfying it is to really get the kill move off on that guy. When we compare that with the regular game, you'll notice you very, very rarely get them. I mean, my first playthrough was a mage, so I never saw them. And then when I created a warrior, I was disappointed at the lack of these death blows that went off in combat. For the demonstration purposes of this video, I have a lot of death blows going off. I am using the Lieutenant's Plus version, so we will see a lieutenant up here who will automatically get a death blow because I'm trying to make sure that they're in a valid state, so that means they can't be knocked down or whatever. So we'll take a quick look at that, and then we are going to navigate over to the installation for these videos. Like I said, this is going to be a fairly short episode, and there's not a lot to this mod. It's very simple, but it is something that I consider one of the best. Be warned, though, there is some compatibility issues sometimes with other things that edit the same thing in the override file. So make sure, if it asks you to overwrite, click yes if you want this mod to work. Both these mods are pretty simple to install. The Forced Deathblows mod has 4 versions, and we are going to take a quick look at all of them. There is the Deathblow All, Deathblow Lieutenants, Lieutenants Plus, and Minimal. I'm going to recommend either the Lieutenants Plus or the Minimal. The Lieutenants Plus is more likely death blows and forced when possible on Lieutenants, which are the yellow mobs, I believe. This is the one that I would recommend if you'd like a lot of death blows, because if you have it set to all, then you're really going to get too many of them. It's going to be a little tedious. They're not going to be as special, and it'll make the game a little bit hard because you're going to be doing death blows all the time, and you are actually going to be taking damage while that's happening. Deathblow Minimal is recommended if you don't like death blows except on the big bosses like the dragons and the ogres, so keep that in mind. I have downloaded the Deathblow Lieutenants Plus manually to my desktop. The Dalish Mage Origin mod is a pretty simple installation as well. We're just going to manually download the main file over here at the Nexus, and that's pretty much it. As we can see, I have them on my desktop here, and we're going to take a look at the Lieutenant Plus first. We'll see that it has a .gda. That is because this is an override installed mod. You remember that your override file is in your Documents, BioWare, Dragon Age, Packages, Core, Override. It's just a drag and drop. I already have it installed, so there we go. That's pretty much it for the Deathblow mod. Obviously, only install one of those at a time. And then the Dalish Mage Origin mod. It is actually a DA zip mod, and there is a little readme here. It just tells you the changes, so you don't need to worry about that. For a DA zip mod, I apologize for that, we actually need to use DA modder. So I'm just going to open that up really quickly. Here we are, and we're going to drag the DA zip into DA modder. It'll ask if we would like to install this mod. We're going to click yes. And there we have it. That's all there was to it. As always, with any DA modder installed mods, it's best to check your downloadable content and make sure that it is installed. So come along here, and we will see that the Dalish Origin, or the Dalish Mage Origin, is actually here under downloadable content, under installed content. So we don't need to worry about that. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the views as always, and I would hope that you would consider subscribing to my channel for more modding videos. I have some other series. I got Fallout, Star Wars. I have a lot of stuff on Star Wars if you're interested in that. If you have any suggestions for topics for future episodes or games, leave them in the comments below, or I would actually prefer if you tweeted them to me. It's just a bit easier to keep track of them instead of looking for changes across all my videos. In the future, I am going to be doing a KOTOR playthrough. I promised I would do that a while ago, and I think I am almost ready to do that. So just as a heads up, don't really have anything else to say. Leave a like, a dislike, I guess, if you don't like it. Positive, negative feedback in the comments below. Mostly blathering at this point, so I'm just going to end the video right here. I have been Zul. Have an excellent day.